What's going on, guys? My name is ATF Cobra, and today I wanted to bring you guys a very interesting video about the matches feature, which is finally going to arrive in Battlefield 3 for the more competitive players and the players that are actually actively renting a server. This is only available for you guys if you pay or you're buying servers now and you have your server up to date. And what the matches feature is going to allow you to do, or allow players mostly to do, is set up games, their own specific games for actually playing with their clans, friends, to set up personal matches that can be played just like you would if you're playing competitively. Exactly as if you were playing competitively. Actually, you can set up competitive tournaments to play with your own platoons, your own squad members, and you can actually assign leaders, assign their own teams. So this is going to be the beginning stage of where Battlefield becomes a super competitive beasting game right now. I mean, it's fun, as you guys can see in those pictures. It's fun right now, but it's going to be super fun when we actually take on these new actual settings and match creations, because it's going to allow us to play very competitive, and rules with being able to actually change things such as 3D spotting, the squad leader spawning, the kill cam, health regeneration, weapons that you can actually use in the game as well. It's going to be very serious. It feels like it's going to be very serious, and at the same time very fun, because I do like playing competitively. Even though I'm not really playing competitively, I play mostly pubs. I have not actually stepped out and looked for an active clan. It's kind of hard to actually do that with the job that I have. So I play more casually and I play with friends and stuff like that. So that's the way it's got to be. I mean, I work at a car dealership, so it's kind of hard to get time. I might not be able to have that time to actually play with my actual clan members. But for those who are actually seeking that thrill to become better as a Battlefield player, you're going to be able to do so. And especially if you're actually renting servers from Battlefield or DICE right now, you're going to have an opportunity to create your own clan, create your own team, and be able to play in tournaments against other teams. They're allowing you to be better, to actually upgrade your skills and have a lot more fun. I think the competitive scene, it looks very fun. It looks like it's for me because I'm a very skilled individual. I'm not the best player, but I'm very skilled. I don't run around the map with my head cut off. Obviously, I do give you guys mostly tips and tricks on how to improve in Battlefield 3, but being able to go competitive actually is going to increase your skill tremendously. I mean, if you go competitive, you're used to guys actually with higher response times, higher twitch skill. They're actually able to get a couple shots in a very narrow space and be able to kill you from long ranges. Then it's going to actually improve your skill, because once you go back to playing in pubs, you're going to stomp. You're going to absolutely stomp, because you're not going to be used to that. A lot of players that play in pubs aren't too competitive. There are great players that play. Sometimes I run into a bunch of players where they'll absolutely dominate one side of the field, but I think it's for mostly playing with other good players. When you play on a server with mostly good players, as I try to do sometimes, you start to get better, your skills start to develop actually, and your gun skills also start to develop, and you'll also start to see that there are only a handful weapons that you can only use in Battlefield 3. You're gonna start to see that one of them is actually the M16A3. The F2000 is starting to come up since the recent patch. I mean, I've been using it a lot. It works, and it's starting to be one of those guns that can outgun the M16 sometimes, and the AEK, even though it won't be the best overall end all of the M16, but it does put up some type of match. But anyways, back to the match settings. Basically what this is going to be, it's going to be a super advanced version of renting servers. You're going to change a lot of variables, like I said, and you're going to actually have your own platoon, have your own players, have your own team, and this is going to be super competitive. I mean, I can't wait for this to drop, because you'll start to see a lot more competitive Battlefield 3. You'll start to see, I think what we're really going to see is MLG Battlefield 3, which I've been waiting for. I mean, it's out there, There is some MLG Battlefield 3, but it's not as present because it's kind of hard to do. Players have to get together and actually meet into private servers and stuff like that. But being able to control, the kill cam, or being able to control different things or weapons that people use, it's going to be very helpful. If you don't want people using M320s, they're not going to use M320s. I don't know if it's going to be kit specific or it's going to be weapon specific, because it's not too much detail that they're releasing, but they're just saying it's coming out soon, and I can't wait for to see how it is exactly. I might even start renting my own servers to actually start playing with you guys a little bit more, and it's going to give you guys the total competitive edge on your friends, or maybe even your enemies who you think are your friends that are actually way better than you. It's gonna help you get better in Battlefield 3. It's only going to help you get better, because once you put yourself, like I said, in that competitive scene and come back to the regular scene, you're going to see skills you haven't used before. I mean, a lot of times it does come from mostly playing with the people who actually know what they're doing, instead of playing with people who are just out there like that, camping on train tracks, or camping with flashlights, or sitting in a corner with flashlights. If you're always used to that, and then you hit the competitive scene as well, it can be a very frustrating thing at the same time, because you're going to run into guys that can kill you from any distance, or if you even poke your head out, you're dead. Then it's going to be a very different pace as well. And another thing to consider, when you're going into that competitive scene, is to not care about KD. I mean, I've been into a couple matches where I play with friends and we'll all play together on a custom server, and everybody really gets competitive about their KD. It's not really that important. Sometimes I did emphasize or even look at my KD a lot of times, and it really didn't mean anything other than I was doing well, or I was actually holding out on my own. That's the only good reason to actually even look at your KD. It means that you're not being a nuisance to your team, because if you're dying over and over again, and you kind of start to notice it when you actually look at the scoreboard. But anyways, the matches feature, it's been there actually since about a couple months, if I had to say. If you guys have not even noticed that, I actually didn't really notice it myself, but it's been here for a while, and it's about time that they started even talking about it, and that's what they're doing now. Hopefully it'll be released soon, or actually opened up soon. DICE is going to make their changes. They're very slow with the way they actually handle their game, which is great. I don't like fast movement towards making changes and updates in Battlefield 3, because those fast changes and updates could very well break or make the game, which could piss off a lot of people. So I do want to see more of DICE actually taking their time with a lot of patches or maps or anything, because that means they put their time and effort into it. Even though sometimes we'll complain and we'll be bored for a little bit, but as soon as it comes out and it's perfect, that's all you can really take it for. It's gonna be these features are gonna be great when they do take their time for it, and not let them actually rush themselves into putting something out there that's not gonna be up to par to what we see today. But yeah, anyways, another update I want to give you guys about myself and the moving situation, and even my channel. A lot of you guys did request some more gaming with subs videos. I'll have those up very soon. Also, my moving situations were removed. We moved here. I can show you guys my gaming setup as well. If you guys want to see that, let me know in the comments, or even in another video or